Welcome to the Pelvic Power Podcast. My name is Penny, and I am the host of this lovely space. I am a pelvic floor yoga teacher who teaches people with pelvic pain how to use movement, breathwork, and body awareness to ease and manage their pain while living a pleasurable life. In this space, we'll be talking about all things taboo because we love it, and how to support your lovely pelvis and your lovely self on this journey that you are on. I'm very happy that you are here, and I hope that you enjoy this episode. Welcome back to another episode of the Pelvic Power Podcast. So, starting off today, I invite you to do a little bit of an exercise with me, a little bit of a practice here. You can do this one seated, you can do it standing, you can also do it in your car if you feel safe doing it in the car as you're driving. I like to do this one when I'm driving, when I'm feeling a little bit stuck in my pelvis, when I'm feeling a bit discomfort, maybe a little bit pain, just to invite in a little bit of mindful movement, a little bit of movement in general. So see if you can find both sits bones. Then you're going to take an inhale, and as you do, you're going to shift the weight forward towards the front of the pelvis. And as you're exhaling, you're shifting the weight back towards the tailbone. As you're inhaling, you're shifting the pelvic bowl forward. And as you're exhaling, you're shifting the pelvic bowl back. So inhaling, this is known as an anterior pelvic tilt. And exhaling into a posterior pelvic tilt. And I'm ready to play around with this today, tomorrow, the next day. See what you're learning about your body. Where is there tightness? Where is there tension? Where is there maybe a little bit of discomfort? Check in with the low back, the sacrum, the pelvic floor, the hips. What are you noticing? So you can do this seated, you can do it standing, you can do it lying down. If you're right now out for a walk, you can try it. It's going to look like you're, slowly twerking. But that's totally fine because we don't care what people think. We just want to feel good in our body. So you can do it seated, standing, lying down, try it out. You can do all three. See if there's a difference throughout the pelvis as you're doing it. On that note, welcome to this episode today. I am very, very happy that you are here. I am right now very patiently waiting for my period. And I feel like I say this every month, but it's a couple of days late, and I'm feeling a little bit like a volcano that's about to erupt. And I just want to get my period so I can feel that release. About the third day on my period, I feel like, okay, I'm myself again. Let's go. And then I also have my surgery in about 10 days, which I'm very excited about. But there's just a lot happening right now. I just hosted my very first retreat this past weekend, which was absolutely fucking fantastic. It was up in Muskoka. It was so beautiful at this place. I taught yoga, I did Pilates, we just hung out in the hot tub. We had amazing food. Oh my God, food is my love language. And the food was so good. And we're actually hosting another retreat at the same place May 1st. I believe it's May 1st, the weekend of May 1st. I just know that it's the first weekend of May. I feel like it's the first. But it's going to be a bigger retreat, and we're just going to come together. We're going to do classes together, workshops, and I'm just so excited about this. There will be more information about this going forward. But if you have any questions, if you're in the area, if you want to hang out with me in Muskoka and do some yoga, do some Pilates, and just heal together, then let me know. I will send you all of the information. I'm so excited. Let's dive into today's episode. So this is a little bit of a follow-up episode from episode 72. As I was editing this episode, I feel like I didn't really do it justice, to be honest. And I want to talk about pelvic pain and emotions and why feeling matters. So when we're thinking about regulating, we always want to, it's like this thing where people are like, okay, I just want to feel calm. I just want to feel serene. So the thing about being able to regulate your nervous system, we have the emotions that take you up into sympathetic. We're always wandering between sympathetic and parasympathetic, but we don't want to get stuck in the sympathetic. So that's where we come into regulating. So we can take it down into parasympathetic so we can feel more serene, more like ourselves, more at the baseline. And it's important to feel your feelings as you're doing this work. Sometimes we tend to bypass really important but hard feelings, things that we actually need to experience. So that could be anger, that could be sadness, grief, that could be frustration, that can be anxiety. Sometimes we try to bypass it and not let ourselves feel it. Regulating is also about feeling those heavy emotions. If you grow up in a household where you weren't allowed to be angry because your parents would get angry, what has that taught you? What has that taught your nervous system about yourself? Are you allowing yourself to be angry? Like, I can regulate to this so much because, or I can resonate. Regulate is just like a word in my vocabulary now. I can resonate to this so much. I have a really hard time with the bigger emotions, feeling the bigger emotions, such as anger for myself. Because it wasn't really a safe space for me to show anger when I was a kid. So when I am actually angry with someone right now, whether that is a partner or someone in my family or a friend, I have a really hard time. It doesn't even have to be someone that I actually know. If I'm angry with someone, someone did me wrong, did me dirty, I am not allowing myself to be angry, to feel that. And if you've ever been to therapy, they often talk about feeling your feelings. It's important. Scream into a pillow, fight a pillow, push into a wall, whatever you need to do. That is regulating your nervous system. You can't just bypass the hard emotions, the hard feelings, because they're going to get stuck too. So I feel like I bypassed that throughout the episode. Feeling the big feelings are super important to regulate your nervous system too. It's not about pushing them down. It's not about, oh, I'm feeling angry. I need to calm myself. Or I want to cry. Oh, no, I can't cry. I need to calm myself. No, you need to ride that wave. So you're letting go of those emotions, of that energy throughout that emotion. It's important for you to ride that wave so that you can come back down into baseline where you're supposed to be. It's very interesting once you start to look at your relationship with yourself and like all of the emotions that come up or past history, past thoughts, past trauma come up when you're just going through something that may seem really, really small. When I was going through something recently, I messaged my friends and I was just like, why is this situation with something about that happened like years ago coming up right now as I'm going through this thing in my life right now? But it's like peeling back an onion, you know? You do a little bit healing and you think you're fine, and then something else comes up. But letting yourself experience it without any shame, without any judgment. I know it's super hard, but this is also something that you don't have to do alone. You can go to see a therapist, you can go to see a I was somatic sex worker. That was not what I was supposed to say. A somatic practitioner that can help you work through these emotions because you do not have to do it alone. And I feel like this just needed to be said in an episode by itself. Do not bypass your emotions. They're important for you to become the version of you that you're supposed to be. They're important for you to be able to experience every part of your life. They're important. Let them be important, even though it might be hard. You also have people around you. Like I said, I messaged my friends because I was like, okay, I'm in this right now. I'm very activated. What do I do? I was just standing there and I was like bawling my eyes out and I'm like messaging my friends and it was just like bleh, rant it out, rant it out. And you're you're finding that support from other people in your surroundings too. That's why it's important to be in a relationship where you feel safe, not just from a sexual perspective when it comes to pelvic pain, but also feel safe to explore your emotions, to experience your emotions, to share your emotions with the other person, to let yourself be angry if they have done something that caused you any pain, to let yourself, yeah, explore and express what you are going through. Because you need to make sure that you have those safe relationships for you. So important for pelvic healing, for overall healing, and that is why we are here. Yes, this was just a little short, sweet episode today. As this is released, I have had my surgery and I'm super excited. And an episode is coming regarding the surgery. I know that so many people are asking me, and I have decided that I'm only going to be sharing about the nitty-gritty details on the podcast or on my close friends list on Instagram, because that's just what feels safe to me. So I'll be sharing details about the surgery on the podcast. I do promise the episodes are coming. And then I'll also be going to Sweden. Maybe I will record an episode when I'm there too. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But until next time, remember that you are absolutely fantastic. And if you feel like crying today, let yourself cry because it's healing. And also remember to look after your beautiful body. Try the little pelvic tilts and notice how that feels. Try it in the morning, in bed. Try it when you're drinking your little coffee. Make it mindful, make it juicy. As I just hosted my very first retreat, as I was saying, juicy is one of my words. And I can't remember, I think we are doing cat and cow or something like that. And I'm like, oh, how can you make this move even more juicy? And then after class, someone was like, "Ooh, I've never heard anyone say that before. Like, I felt so sensual." And I'm like, that's also a big part of it. Like, we're not allowing ourselves to feel sensual, to feel juicy, to move in our body that feels good. And we're also so disconnected from the pelvis, and there's so much power in the pelvis. That's why it's called a Pelvic Power Podcast. And I feel like it's important to connect with that power. And we're doing so through movement, through breath work, through doing the deeper work. So, again, thank you for tuning in. I love you. You are the best, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. If you love this episode, I will be so grateful if you could leave a rate and review in your podcast app. It would mean so much to me. If you're tuning in on YouTube, feel free to hit subscribe and leave a little comment down below about what you learned about yourself today. Thank you so much, and you have no idea how much I appreciate you for being here.